Good morning, friends. I once again welcome you in this particular class of note making. Today's lecture is again a sequel to what you read in the previous lecture. Obviously, this particular passage is meant for 11th class students, and we will try to understand note making again. Now, you have a passage that is displayed on your screen, and what you have to do, this is a resume of a candidate, namely Saima Altaf, and we have to see first the passage and then we will try to develop the note on it. The entire thing is displayed on your screen. Now I will read it for you. Saima Altaf was born in Delhi in 1978. She studied computer sciences at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, from 1992 to 1997. In 1997 she joined Cogent Software as a trainee manager after graduation. In 1999, she was made project leader. In 2000, she became the head of the client services. She has been responsible for Southeast Asia operations since 2001. Now, this is the small passage on which how to make notes. That is very important. First of all, the first thing which you have to understand is that try to understand the passage completely, try to comprehend the passage, and in the passage what you comprehend, the main points must be highlighted, main points must be underlined, so that you can get the the outcome of the passage, and the thing which are not necessary must be deleted, must completely be deleted. The things which are not, which are the most important thing is we are taking care of those things in the particular note. Now the entire passage is all about Saima Altaf. That is why Saima Altaf is in this particular box, which you see at the bottom, is basically a note that is made upon this particular passage, and this is Saima Altaf. It is highlighted, and it can be the heading or the title of this particular passage. Okay. Now you have the entire passage is divided into three parts. You have personal detail, you have education, you have career. First of all, this is the personal detail, where she is born, right? Where she is born and on which year she is born, right? This is considered to be something which is personal. And here you can see at point number first, this is personal detail, and then you have colon. B is an abbreviation that is being used instead of birth, and that's why you have B. That means she is born in 1978. And then you have Delhi, obviously the place where she is born, right? Now this is personal detail, and you will find that whatever we are developing, we are developing in terms of phrases rather than to develop in terms of sentences, right? Okay, now see the education part second. In the part second, you will try to understand the education of this particular girl, what is called Saima Altaf. Now see here, in the passage she studied computer sciences at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, from 1992 to 1997. That means she had been in this particular institute, Indian Institute of Sciences, for at least 5 years, from 1992 to 1997. This is her educational career. And you can see here, when you are writing education, it is considered to be your subheading, and after subheading you have colon, and then you are writing computer sciences. And when you see computer, it is abbreviated COMP, and sciences obviously SC, and then you have a semicolon, and then you are finding another what is called abbreviation, Indian Institute of Sciences, Indian Institute of Sciences. And you can see here, two I, capital I's, and SC. This is another abbreviation that is being coined by here. And then you can, the most important thing which you have to understand, how to write Bangalore. Bangalore, you can see in this particular note, you are just like B, and then you have an pause, upper pause, and low. This is Bangalore, Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore, at Cogent Software, right? And then her career, the third thing which is being discussed in the entire 2.5 line, right? Now, what is her career? This is visible. She joined Cogent Software as a training manager after graduation. After graduation, she had been training manager in 1997, and then you are finding in 1999 she was made project leader. In 2000 she became head of the client services. You know, this all comes under part A. In part A, you can see here. Now you have first point. Again, when you are writing career, it is considered to be subheading, and then you are moving ahead. You are finding under A category what happens. You have trainee manager Saima Altaf in 1997. She had been project leader in 1999, and the third thing is she had been the head client services in 2000. Now you are finding her career that begins from 1997 and continues up to 2000. You have 3 years, 1997, 1999, 9 and 2000, and you have seen how we are making notes. We are finding this all in 1997, the work where she was doing her job, and then as project leader in 1999, and obviously the other thing. Under part second B part, you are finding the last line that is developed in here in the note. The last line of the passage. She had been responsible for Southeast Asia operations since 2001. Right now, currently, what she is doing, she is responsible for Southeast Asia operations. Now, very brief note, and you can see how to develop the note. From the left side, you are finding subheadings are there. At the top, it is heading. What is Saima Altaf? And on the left side, you are finding point number 1, 2, and 3. This is obviously subheadings, and whatever points you are finding that are simply after the colon, you are finding out on your right side. Okay, this is one very brief passage, and then let us try to understand the similar type of one more passage where we will see another character, another applicant with a resume. Now see this. Given below is the short resume about a candidate who had applied for the job. Read it and make a note of it. Dear friends, as I already told you that if you talk of note is something that is not considered formal. It is an informal. It is something which you have to keep with yourself, and that's why you are allowed to have abbreviations coined by you, and the standard abbreviations as well. You can use the symbols as well. You can have shortenings. You can use them, and you can have acronyms which you can easily use them in the notes, right? Now this particular passage is regarding a candidate, that is Hanif Qureshi. We will read it first. Hanif Qureshi was born in Calcutta in 1974. He studied electronics at Delhi University from 1991 to 1996. After graduating, he worked for Electronics Faridabad for 3 years, where he became assistant sales manager. He joined Diodex as manager, sales and service in 2000. He became head sales and export Mumbai in 2001. He is currently responsible for the Middle East region. Similar type of passage which you have just gone through, right? Now, obviously, at the top it is considered to be heading Hanif Qureshi, and then you have personal detail. What are there? That are very easy to understand. You have B, and then you have a dot. It indicates you have used the abbreviation, instead of born. And this particular person, Hanif Qureshi, is born in 1974, and then you have pause, and then Calcutta, right? Now he has been born in Calcutta in 1974. This is how you are writing, and you are using the phrase, but at the same time you have to remember, while developing some sort of what you say abbreviations, you are putting a full stop after birth or born. You are putting after B a full stop. It indicates it can be the date of birth of the person, right? Okay. Another thing, you have to see the education. What type of education he is having, right? This particular he studied electronics at Delhi University in 1991 to 1996, right? For 5 years he has been studying what is called electronics in Delhi University. Now here you can understand in education what happens. Electronics, this is complete word. You have not basically made it short or abbreviated. Okay, Delhi University, you can easily understand DU. It stands for Delhi University from 1991 to 1996, right? Another thing is the career. Now in this particular passage, again see this. After graduating, He worked for Electronics Faridabad for 3 years, where he became assistant sales manager. He joined Diodex as manager, sales and service in 2000. He became head, this is all career. He became head, sale and export Mumbai in 2001. Now this all comes under A category, and in A category you have 3 points. Assistant sales manager, Electronics Faridabad, for how many years? For 3 years. That's why you have a very short dash and you are finding 3 years. 3 years is obviously marked as very short, what is called a sort of abbreviation. And if you see the first line, assistant sales manager, that comes under A category. Assistant, you have marked it brief, it is considered to be it is abbreviated. And manager, mgr, and then full stop, obviously stands for manager. That means you are using frequently what is called these abbreviations, which you are using under notes, right? And see another thing, Faridabad, how Faridabad is being written, right? Faridabad is being written, you can easily see it on your screen. And this is again the shortening or the short form of what is called Faridabad. Another thing which you have to keep in concentration, that is uh, yes, it is obviously with regard to 2000. He joined Diodex as manager sales and service in 2000. Now in 2000 what happens, you have manager sales and services Diodex, right? Now manager, again abbreviated, sales and service Diodex 2000. Another thing which you see under that comes under third category, head sales and export Mumbai 2001, right? You are finding in 2001 what happens, you have this particular person, Hanif Qureshi, head sales and export Mumbai, right? Now this is how you are making notes. And another thing that is again comes under the last line of the passage, he is currently responsible for the Middle East region. Now under B category, currently responsible for Middle East. Instead of Middle East, you can find here Mid East, right? Again abbreviated and make it very short region, right? Now I believe now you have a little bit view on this particular note, and you understand it fully, how to develop notes. Remember, put the note in a tabular box. It can be in the rectangular form or can be square form, but the rectangular form can be more visible and more fantastic to be looked at, right? Okay, another thing which you have to remember, now in this note making, your first finding headline is there, or what is called heading is there, or you can also call it title, there is no problem in it. And then you have personal details, that comes under 1.1, and education of Hanif Qureshi in second. Then you're finding his career at point 3. This is all about today's exercise, and let us try to meet you on tomorrow. Okay, till then, goodbye.